Welcome dear students. Today we are going to learn a poem, Amanda, written by Klein. This is from Class 10 English textbook Fast Flight. So let's get the ball rolling. Throughout this video, I will give you a short introduction to the poem. I will share some noteworthy facts about the poet, and of course I will share some key points of the poem. We will go through the poem and deconstruct its meaning. At last I will give you some poetic devices that are used in this poem. This poem vividly reminds me of a famous play written by Tennessee Williams, and that is The Glass Menagerie. Tennessee Williams is an American playwright who wrote The Glass Menagerie in 1944, which is known as the first English memory play. This play depicts a character called Amanda, who is the mother of Laura. Amanda chides her daughter now and then for her bad manners, and Amanda is an over-nagging mother. Here in this poem, we will find Amanda will play another role of a daughter who will be overnagged by her mother. Before starting this poem, we should know what is romantic escapism. Romantic escapism, the term, tells us about a poetic persona or a poet who longs to escape the problems of the mundane world to an utopian world where eternal bliss reigns. In this poem, we are going to see a teenage girl who, being fanciful, wants to go to an utopian world to drink the freedom of a life to the lees. This poem has been written by Klein. She was born on 28 February 1936 in Campsie, New South Wales. She was educated in Newcastle's Girls' High School. She worked in a number of jobs before becoming an established writer. This poem, Amanda, has a controversial style, where the only one speaker, that is the mother, voices her views. The thoughts of the child, which are put in parentheses, are not uttered. The child seems to be listening in silence, but in reality, her imagination, which transports her from the home to sea, to the roadside, to an old castle, and thus he wishes to escape the perpetual nagging of her mother. So the first stanza of the poem goes like this. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't haunch your soldiers, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. In this stanza, the speaker is most probably the mother of a young school-going girl, Amanda. This stanza reveals the relationship between the mother and the daughter. The mother is in the habit of constantly checking and scolding the daughter. She is in authoritative tone prohibits Amanda from biting her nails. She further rebukes her for bending her shoulders and for sitting in slouching posture. The mother instructs the girl to sit up straight and in erect posture. The second stanza, which is put in parentheses, goes like this. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. So in this stanza, we see Amanda, the young girl, is the speaker, though her thoughts are not expressed openly. She is so much fed up with the constant instructions of her mother that she constantly dips into the world of her own imagination, the world of absolute liberty. She dreams of a sea with emerald green water and slow lazy waves. She imagines that she is the only one person dwelling in this beautiful world where nobody will restrict her movements. She dreams that she is a mermaid. Mermaid, as you know, is a mythical creature with the head and body of a woman and tail of a fish. Her imagination makes her feel that she glides over the sea like a mermaid delightfully. In the third stanza again, we see the speaker is nagging Amanda. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. From the world of imagination, Amanda is transported back to reality, when her mother is sternly asking her if she had finished her homework or if she had cleared her room. The mother rebukes Amanda for not having obeyed her when she asked her to clean her shoes. This stanza further emphasizes the authoritative tone of the mother while speaking to Amanda and her rude, strict behavior while handling the girl. The girl in the fourth stanza again drifts into her imaginary world. I am an orphan, roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, and the freedom is sweet. Amanda is so frustrated by the continuous nagging by her mother, but she imagines herself to be an orphan who is wandering about in the streets freely with no parents to scold her for walking in the dusty path. The shouting of the mother at Amanda makes the girl carve for silence and liberty. She doesn't mind to be an orphan if that can provide freedom and peace of mind. The fifth stanza goes like this. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? As Amanda's mother handles her daughter, sternly instructing and rebuking her, this stanza further reveals the behavior of the mother. She prohibits Amanda from eating chocolate because that may aggravate her acne. As Amanda, being annoyed, looks away, her mother commands her to look at her. She was talking to her. Now the frustrated girl dreams of being Rapunzel. In the sixth stanza, she thinks, I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Amanda again escapes to the world of imagination away from the real world, where she is subject to constant scolding by her mother. She is a strange fantasy that she is Rapunzel. Do you remember Rapunzel, a young girl in a German fairy tale, who was snatched away from her parents and was locked in a tower by an evil witch? Amanda feels that her life as Rapunzel will be full of peace, and she thinks that like Rapunzel, she would not let her golden magical hair down to enable somebody to enter the tower. Moreover, she doesn't want anyone to interfere her life. The last stanza we read these lines. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Here we see that Amanda's mother not only rebukes her but also doesn't want people to think that she had rebuked her daughter. She, in a commanding, strict tone, asks Amanda to stop sulking at once. She thinks her daughter Amanda is much too moody. By her sullen face, she will show people that her mother had scolded her. This indicates that the mother doesn't realize that she had been scolding Amanda and she is only conscious about what people will think of her. Let me introduce the literary devices that the poet used in this poem. The first literary device is alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same consonant sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. It creates a musical effect and enhances the pleasure of reading a literary work. So the example of the alliterations are: stop that slouching and sit up straight. Here the A sound has been repeated, which makes the line musical. Then the line, stop that sulking at once, Amanda. Here again, a sound is being repeated. Our next literary device is repetition. Poet often repeats a single words or phrases, lines, and sometimes even whole stanza at intervals to create musical effect. In this poem, you see that the name Amanda is repeated again and again. So this is a kind of repetition. Our next literary device is anaphora. Anaphora is a poetic device in which a word or group of words is usually repeated at the beginning of sentence or clauses to create a special effect. When we read these lines, "Don't bite your nails, Amanda," "Don't hunch your soldiers, Amanda," the sentence begins with the "don't." This shows the authoritative tone of the mother. Then another example goes like this. "Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda?" This shows the harsh treatment of the mother. The last poetic device is that metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech that used to make a comparison between two things that are not alike but do have something in common. So we see the poet uses metaphor in stanzas 2, 4 and 6 as he compares Amanda to a mermaid, an orphan and Rapunzel respectively. With this, I come to an end of this poem. Amanda, hope you have been able to understand the poem. Thank you.